California, we have our hero, our fighter, Madam Aisha Mulumba. USA, Washington, D.C., we have Mr. David Watata. Taking over from Karim. Minnesota, we have Mr. Charles Chibulauza. Pennsylvania, we have Miss Tina Miranda Brown. I don't know if she can. Seattle, we have Mr. Joshua Sendawa, but he was represented by the Vice, Mr. Saidi, you can come. For Texas, we have Mr. Daniel Thompson, who wasn't able to make it. And for Boston, we got a young man, Mr. Marvin Mujuzi. So, Madam Aisha, you have the responsibility to supervise your team because we're running out of time. Go again to controlling Akazinda. Madam Aisha, here you go. I want everyone can say something, but let's be brief so we can give SG and our visitor a chance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our leader, our SG, and Honorable Yuko. You are welcome to USA. I won't say much about me because I think most of the people knows who Mama Aisha is.
Oh yes.
I love you always, my people. I'm a mother to everybody. I don't know, I don't take how old you are. I'm a mother from 100 years, 200 years you have to the newborn one. So yes. I'm a mother for that. And I'm a mother in politics because I've been in politics for long. I started my journey of politics in 1993 when I was only 18 years during the CA. And by then I was the chief campaigner of Honorable Sebuliba Mutumba versus late Medi Kagwa. So I was the first woman leader of the UID in the entire Uganda. I served both in the Mengo government. I was the leader of Uganda Kingdom in the Kampala City Central. I was the political councillor representing all that area until 2011 when I left politics and said, you know what, I've eaten enough gas, tear gas, let me go where I think I will find peace after being in jail for a while. And I said, you know what, let me give up on politics. But guess what? Politics will find you anyway. You cannot hide it. It's like an addiction that wherever your service will find you. So to that, I'm the chapter leader of California. I've been serving since NDP was formed. I'm the one who hosted the last convention last year. So we are here to serve. My motto says, do it right or don't do it. You know, even my children know, do it right or don't do it. If you are cleaning the house, clean it right or don't clean it, I'll clean myself. So all of you who are here, tell the people that didn't come here, they are missing something because we are cleaning our house right now. We are taking out those who feel like they are not ready to serve because this service, we are giving out our lives. To you all who believe your faith, we are putting out everything. So by limiting time, I'm gonna welcome the new team that you have given me to serve with as chapter leaders, even those who are not here. We'll walk the journey and we'll talk the talk. We are ready to serve. Thank you very much. Welcome.
NUP! People power! People power!
My name is Charles Chibulauza. I come from Minnesota. I am a graduate of Makerere University, College of Veterinary Medicine. I'm also a graduate of European University, Israel, and I'm a graduate of University of Minnesota, College of Food Science and Veterinary Science. The reason why I joined this struggle and I have a passion to change Uganda's economy using agriculture. And that's why I studied a lot of agriculture from all the universities that I've gone through. Unfortunately, when I tried to do it in Uganda with Dr. Bed, Wanika, Dr. Mchiga, but we started CBS Pewosa, it didn't work. The more we gave people skills, the more they became poor. It used to hurt me for a farmer at home to go and do a farm list, pays you $500,000 shillings. But you leave the farm knowing in the next 3 years you won't be in business. Not because you want, but because the government has not done anything to sustain them. Then I used to remember when we were studying in Israel, there was this one professor, he was a Jew. He told us, like, I'm surprised, like, you people from Uganda are coming here to study agriculture. From a country full of water bodies, full of fertile soils. It reminded us, like, one time Israel was airlifting the fertile soils around Lake Victoria to take it to Israel, to do research how they can create their own, just to get somewhere they can grow their crops from. He was like, why is even your government sending you here? And one thing he always told us, like, go back to Uganda and crush your government. He told us, however much I give you every skill that Israel has, your nation will never change with that kind of politics and leaders. So when I came to US after graduating from Makerere, I didn't know anybody here actually. I was studying, I could meet farmers in Wisconsin, billionaires, earning a lot of money from agriculture. They have a big chunk of land. But I was like, really, we have got enough resources more than these people. That time, Comrade Karim was sharing a lot of things. I didn't know Karim. I was just a new student who came to US, and I was seeing posts from Karim Mutambi. He was the first person, like, I contacted via messenger, like, hey, my name is this, I'm at the University of Minnesota, I'm such a land, I feel like I want to do what you do. How can I get in touch with you? Like, I want you to teach me. I'm like, you know what? This is my number, and this is, there's some guys I work with, I didn't know Aman, I didn't know Kapalaga. So he gave me Aman's number, and he gave me the number for Kapalaga. Told me, get in touch with them. I called Aman. Then Aman said, I live in Boston. The next thing I did was to check when I don't have a rickshaw. I bought the ticket and came to Boston. I remember I reached, there was some function, Aman came on Kapalaga. He didn't know, I was like, oh Aman, this is Charles, then I met Kapalaga. At that time, they gave us a chance to speak as NUP. Aman was speaking. And guess what happened? Somebody came and stopped us, simply because we are talking about people power at that function. And that's how I joined this struggle. I didn't know Madam Winnie. Aman told me, by the way, in Minnesota, there's already somebody doing this. Do you know about them? I was like, really? Then he gave me the contact for Winnie. When I went back, we met with Madam Winnie, Comrade Mutiava, Elvis, and that's how we started the chapter. So I'm in this struggle because I know once we create a new government, I myself will transform Uganda using agriculture. But it's the working government. People power! People power!
speech, but all I have to say to everyone that has been given a responsibility on any committee, please know what you want. Know why you're taking on this responsibility. We've been in this business of fighting these petty fights. It doesn't help us. Just think about why you're doing it. Why are you here? What brought you here? Because we're not forced to do this. We all have a lot of responsibilities. You could be at your work, you could be at home. We left our responsibilities, we left work, we took time off work to be here. Please, please, this is for Uganda. I'm doing this for Uganda. I'm not doing this because I'm so confident. I'm not doing this because I'm the perfect leader in Chicago. We have a lot of people that could do this better than me. But I'm only doing this because I feel for my country. I'm not happy being in the US because I could be in Uganda. Everyone here has a degree. We are not uneducated, we are educated. We could have a good job in Uganda. I have people that I studied with that are working in good places in Uganda, not because they were the smartest students in the class. No, it's because they knew someone in the government. We study, we apply for jobs, but jobs are never there. So, with all that you do, please remember why you're doing it. Remember why you're in the struggle. The struggle, this is more than politics. This is beyond politics. We are fighting a government that has taken away everything. The government that does not care about humanity, does not care about anything at all. So please, please, with whatever that you do, please, please, put Uganda first. Uganda is bigger than you. Uganda is bigger than any one of us. We found Uganda here. We didn't build Uganda. We did not. We are only trying to do our best, to do the little that we can do to help our country. We deserve better. We have everything. We have the natural resources. We have educated people. We could be in offices. We could do our jobs. But we can't do anything because we have a government that does not even want kids to have education. Please, 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 people that are fighting, if you came here with your own ambitions, it's not going to be here. This is not the place for that. Right here, we are fighting for Uganda. Professor Limati said we should suspend our fights. Please, if you know you're going to fight at any time, this is not the right place for you. Please, 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 let us know why we're here. A few weeks ago, we saw that some of the people that were released from those detentions, that that guy that had bans, and the the chairperson for Human Rights Commission says that the man was not banned. He fell while he was being arrested. So this is what we've been reduced to. We should know that we deserve more than that. Ugandans deserve more than that. I would like to come to the US to visit. I would come to the US for education and go back to Uganda. I don't want to come to the US to live here forever because I have a family at home. You live here by yourself. This is not the best place to be. The best place to be is home. Please, Bostonians, if you talk to your fellow Boston people, please stop listening to rumors. Stop listening to bloggers. I don't listen to bloggers. I actually don't know a lot of them. Not because they're not there. Not because I don't have Facebook. I have Facebook. But I only check for things that interest me. I'll go to Facebook, I'll check out with NUP platforms, what are they saying, I'll check out with, you go to Twitter, you check out the things that are important to you. But please, these talks of poison, okay, maybe the government is giving out poison, but please, if you keep mentioning poison, people are going to get scared of coming to us. Not everyone is going to know that, okay, maybe they gave poison to the other one, they will not give it to me. No one is giving giving a poison to us in the US, please stop all those rumors about, you know, the bloggers say all kinds of things because they want the content. Please don't give them relevancy. That's all I have to say. Please, thank you.
Thank you, young lady. We want to welcome the newest one.
1 minute each.
1 minute, please,
We're
because
running
we
out of
have the SK and others have to speak.
People power, our power,
People power.
the team from Uganda, the Honorable Secretary General and Honorable Derek, our outgoing leadership, my colleagues, the incoming leadership, and everybody here. I'm going to be the most brief. 2 points for each team, and I'm going to start with the team from Uganda. We thank you so much for what you are doing for the struggle. Mr. Secretary General, I want to reiterate that we appreciate the work you do individually and collectively. Honorable Derek, please pass over this message to the MPs that we do appreciate what they do for the struggle and what they are trying to do to liberate Uganda. Now, that's the first message to you. I'll come back with the second one. To the outgoing leadership, Mr. Hammond, please stand up. Again, allow me to make you stand up. Let us give this gentleman a big clap. And this applause goes to him and the entire team you have served with, including some who are here. Mr. Karim Mutambi and the rest. We are here because you were. And we are going to move because you laid the foundation. So we need to recognize that. Thank you so much. Now, to the team leader, thank you for having confidence in me, having trust in me. My colleagues from the DMV, thank you for also trusting me. I can only say this, I'm not the best. I don't come here because I'm the most qualified or competent, but I stepped up because there is work to be done. And that's what I'm going to do. I promise to do it diligently and with a lot of commitment, and with the support of everyone, it's going to be done sufficiently. Now everybody who is here, I also have a message for you. I thank you all for the dedication to the struggle. It can't be taken for granted. I see many of you as the person who is in charge of finance for the upcoming conference. I see many of you. You spend a lot of time. So thank you so much. But as we start a new chapter, I'm posing this to you. What can we do differently? What can we do differently? Let us start with ourselves. What am I going to do from now onwards? Me. Instead of pointing, what are they doing? What are the members of parliament doing? What are the leaders doing? What are these people doing? Because when you point fingers, one finger the other side, the many fingers are pointing your side. So let us start asking ourselves, what are we doing before we start asking others what they are doing? I had promised to make a second comment, but I will take it at that. Thank you so much, everybody. People power, our power. Thank you. People power. Boston, oil. Boston, I believe in you so much. Good evening, everyone. Once again. Now I'm in a different capacity as a Boston leader. I welcome the team from Kampala.
SG and Honorable Neko. Thanks for coming and honoring us. We are Boston. I want to thank Herman for the great work that he has done for the diaspora. Before he was serving as a Boston person. And I believe as the struggle started, he took the lead. And I promise I'll add on my break as Marvin. And so everyone here. So thank you. I want to thank the outgoing Boston chapter leader, Dorothy Stewart. I don't know if she's here, but I want to thank her for the great time that she's been on as a leader and the further she has brought Boston. So, and the team that she's been working with. So I want to say thank you. Yeah. SG, as you see, or the rest of everybody, this is the trouble that we have. That change is something that is hard. Yeah. But I encourage everyone to embrace what change is. A lot of words were spoken while Dr. got into the position after he was being nominated. He was bold, I can say fraud, or whatever that I could use, but he stood strong. So many times we have these challenges as Boston. Boston is a big team. It's a very big team. Boston, I'm sorry, Mama Aisha, but it's the heart of the US. Yeah, it's the heart of the US. So don't know. Yeah. So we, the Bostonians, we hope Chetwani said Momoni wa in the United States. So I want us to come together as one. Let's put our differences aside and we work as a team. Boston is not for money. Boston is not for money. Boston is you, it's yours. So play your part. Don't say, oh, somebody has been elected as a leader, that's it, okay. Let him do whatever that he has to do. No, do your part. I love inclusiveness, I want everyone. So let's get people together. Let's come on board. Let's do the best things that we used to do in the past. During the campaign time, we hired like tens and thousands of people. The time that we hired that Waltham, the walk in Waltham when Bobby was arrested, I need to see that. Let's have that spirit. Let's stop naming people, as doctors say. So let's embrace change and let's work as a team. I promise Kampala Secretariat and the President that I'll bring back Boston to where it was. Not by fighting, but bringing back people on board so that we can speak one language, and that is MVP. Until 70, we are working. We shall not stop working until you're off. So entrepreneurs, that's a job. That's a job. So members, Bostonians, let's work. Let's do what it takes for us to remove the dictator. I want to thank you. I won't say much. Thank you, Doctor, for this opportunity. And yeah, I'll serve the best that I can. I thank you.
People power. Our power. People power. Our power. NUP.
Everywhere.
Mr. Secretary, Honorable Member of Parliament, directly from Machinje, our incoming Director, President, everybody, I'm going to call you whatever you want because you are my brother. My name is Saidi Ruanga. I'm the Vice Chairman of NUP, Chapter Seattle. Mr. Secretary, some people call me, they gave me a name when I'm in Seattle, that if you remember the Speaker of Parliament when he came to Seattle for treatment, I was the one in that struggle. I'm a professional, a nurse. I treat people to get better. At the same time, I own a business in Seattle called Sai Legacy Consulting Group. I'm a student of Makerere Public Health, and I come from Machindi. When I see my brother from Machindi, send my greetings to my brother Mulyanyama Nganda, the mayor of Machindi. Mr. Almadi spoke about something so unique and important to me. Why am I even supporting NUP? Why am I in politics? I'm gonna be precise, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Secretary, because in the interest of time. I joined politics when I was still young. My family, they are the one who brought the dictator Museveni, because he was poor. My grandmother, she was a Munyarwanda. You know very well Munyarwanda fought in the struggle. Museveni was hosted and he lied to those people to pay them back, but he didn't. That's why I'm in struggle, number one. Number two, I'm a Muslim. My fellow Muslims, they are languishing in the jails in Uganda. And recently, one of our brothers who was shot in front of his kids, even when he was subjected to the police. That is hard. That's why I'm in the struggle. The other issue, why I'm in the struggle. My sister, the oldest sister, died when she was giving birth. I knew she could get a better treatment. You know, mothers, they go through a challenge to bring a human being. She died in that struggle. From that moment, I said, I'm not going to sit back. We need our country back. Mr. Secretary, we are strong when we are united. The small infights which divide us, you guys should stop. We are not yet where we want to be. Our enemy number one is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You should study the tactics of Museveni. I know Museveni, even if he passed over there. I will tell you, you lied our parents. You lied our grandparents. They died while cursing you. And I will talk to him. In even the language, he has been lying to Ugandans. He's not a Munyarwanda. I was surprised he changed the name. Therefore, for me, Mr. Chabwan paid me. The moment Tibahabura put that name, and he came out and he said, I, Yoweri Kaguta Tibahabura Museveni. There, we need to fight hard to take that Tibahabura, the liar, out of State House. He lost the election. So Ugandans, let's not fight. Our enemy is still there. He stole our votes. He stole our victory. He's not the president of Uganda. Therefore, I want to conclude with a strong appeal. Our leaders here, they will not work without your support. But at the same time, without your financial contribution. My brother Joel, actually my uncle, because mom is also from the clan, he said, nothing we can achieve without money. Reach in your pockets. That's what you can do. If our brothers and sisters in Uganda, they put the soldiers who are going everywhere. What are you doing to change and the Uganda you want? Just ask that question whenever you go to bed. Can we continue have the status quo? Can we have the change we all need? Or we just get down in our posh houses here in the US? But again, we are not going to live here forever. Home is the best. I thank you. May God bless you. Thank you.
Very much. We are here as a team of chapter leaders, Mr. Leader, to give you, to honor the leadership. We are all confident in our areas of work that with dedication we will serve, and we are here to serve until Uganda is free. Nobody is free until all of us. Thank you very much. People power, our power, NUP, and everywhere. Thank you very much.
You can continue.
Okay, so Hamad, the team is, that's it. I would like to call the SG, and I apologize, but I think it's important for you to see the team and see what they're made of, their experience, and what they bring to the table. So I would like to invite you to come and say a few remarks to our members, and then you can invite our honorable. Or is it the other way around? Okay. So I'm going to invite our Honorable Nyeko to come and speak to the members. Thank you so much. Protocol observed.
People power, our power, people power, NUP, everywhere. Thank you so much. The Secretary General, the outgoing leadership, led by Comrade, the incoming leadership, the NUP members and the People Power members, I greet you all. Well, I am very happy to be with you today and very honored. I am honored because you're doing all your best to make sure that you go back home in a very beautiful country that you'd love to see. I am honored because you've tasted real freedom. I am honored because you want to take that freedom back home. We are grateful because you're contributing in whatever means you can to make sure that Uganda is free. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for the demonstrations you do on a daily basis. It is those demonstrations that today Uganda is looking at change. It is your efforts that we are living back home. It is your efforts and the efforts of those Ugandans that are on ground and are holding on the heat from the dictator that we have hope of seeing a system that can reward merit, of seeing institutions that can perform. Well, today I only come here to give you assurance that Uganda is ready for change. Uganda is ready for change, and this is the only time that we can get organized. We are organizing right now because we are ready to take over. We are organizing because the masses are ready. Our only option left is for us to organize in the diaspora, to organize back home. We want the elections. Ugandans are ready to take on power. The question is, are we doing everything possible to take on the power? It's power. Are we doing everything possible to take on the power to change our country? So many Ugandans are fighting to come to the diaspora, to come to the US. And for us, we are fighting to make sure that you come back home. so that you share the experience that you have, so that you build a system that is equally equal to the, even better than that of the United States.
Yes.
I am here to give you assurance to all those that are contributing to this struggle to make sure that our country is free. You have a place back home. You have a place back home. And I want to tell you, you're coming back home as soon as possible. We are doing everything possible. The grounds are ready for change. We would love it to be very peaceful as possible. We support democracy, we stand for democracy. But we are ready to use whatever means possible to overthrow the dictator. Now we are bold enough and we step back home. We want you to be bold enough and continue contributing towards this struggle. Standing firm, demonstrating, hitting the streets to the bodies that stand for freedom in the United States. Colleagues, we thank you so much for your contributions. I would be dozing because I'm just from the plane and then back. I'm here to share a few. I want to thank you, the foot soldiers. I've seen Robert Kabuye. We appreciate you, the foot soldiers. Maximum respect. I've seen my brother on Twitter, Justin. We appreciate you, bro. I literally know most of you because we follow up. We are watching as you're demonstrating. Because you're keeping us alive. Otherwise, we would be dead. We would be dead. So many of our colleagues are in jails. Others are dying. So many of the things you do not even get a chance to see. So many people fear to come out and give testimonies on what is happening. The little you see that is happening, it's a chance that those are the few brave ones that can come out. I want to tell you as members of parliament from the NUP, we are doing everything possible. We are more united. We are united and playing our part. We are leading the struggle, and with our leader, the best leader of our time, we are very grateful for His Excellency Chakulani Sentamu. Very brave. I want to tell you, as a member of parliament, I have seen the worst at a young age. If it was not for His Excellency Chakulani Sentamu, Uganda would never see change. Because what you pass through hits your family as well. Now at our level, and to the extent that even the common Ugandans are feeling the heat from the dictator, he adopts literally everybody. Even that one who is 17 and is seeking for change, he will be tortured. She will be tortured. She will be raped. So we want to thank you, our diaspora team, for upholding the People Power Movement, for upholding NUP, for extending the miracle back home, the miracle that is happening in America. Because most of you, so many Ugandans, their dream is to come to America. Please, let's fight. Let's fight on so that we bring the change back home. I'm going to be very brief and I'm going to keep it at that. Our leadership, we have hope in you. Doctor, we have hope in you and the whole team. We are going to keep on interacting. We are here for so many other meetings as well. For the short time we are going to be here, but we want to assure you we are doing everything possible. Our dear Secretary General, we thank you for coordinating both the diaspora and back home. You're one of a kind as well. Actually, as I reached today, I thanked him. I don't know how many times I have to thank him. He's one person we call at all times. At 3 in the night, he will pick up your phone call. Because literally we have emergencies. Each now and then they are calling you, something is happening. Each now and then you have to prepare alternatives. Better solutions for governance. So we thank you, comrade, and your leadership as well. I was given this chance, right, Comrade Daniel, to as well welcome you, our Secretary General of the National Unity Platform. National Unity Platform. Councillor Louis Aruongoya, you're welcome to address the new diaspora leadership, the members present, and the world online. People power! Our power! Winnie, we love you so much. People power! I'm very delighted to be here this evening and to appreciate all of you. I know time has gone and we need to be out of here, so I will not use a lot of time, but one, I want to appreciate Comrade Dr. Daniel Kauma and team. A hand clap for them, please, for organizing this very, very important occasion and for accepting the challenge of leadership. As you all heard, leadership in NUP is largely voluntary. And if anybody decides to set up and take leadership, we need to appreciate them. We all know the challenges of leadership in this, our young party. Herman and team have been through so many challenges, and all of you leaders who have occupied different positions. So you would expect Comrade Kauma and team to have different thoughts about it, and I know many people were approached to take leadership and they could not take it up because of the challenges involved. So I want to appreciate you, comrades, for accepting. When the president approached you and said there is a challenge here, you accepted to become leaders of NUP at this particular time, and I want to say that we are very, very grateful to you. I want to appreciate you, Comrade Herman, and your team as well. Thank you for the great work that you have done. Thank you for your service. You have done well, that's what I can say, and we're really proud of the work that you were able to do amidst so many challenges. There's nothing people did not say about you, but you stood firm. Like many of us, I'm sure all of you have faced a lot of propaganda, a lot of all sorts of things, but you stood firm. And today, because I'm speaking to leaders, I want to appreciate you, comrades, for that. I want to appreciate other comrades in our midst, Professor Milton Arimani. We are so honored, and thank you very, very much for your leadership. I want to appreciate Comrade Aisha Nachijowa and our mama, who has done a great job, and the entire team of leaders, Joel and others who have been giving support to Herman. But I don't want to only talk about occupying former positions. There are people like Kamunye Boston, there are people like Kabaraga, there are people like Muvawara and others who don't occupy former positions, but who have been there. I want to appreciate our mamas. They are in number, and they are in this room. They know themselves. They've been there. Every time we come, you see the zeal, and every time they come to Kampala, they must look for us. They will carry shoes for us, some sweaters, some branded materials and all that. And that is really to show that they treat us as their own children. But above all, they pray for us. And I know that. They come, and even after doing everything, they take you to a corner at the secretariat and say, let's pray. And then they pray for you.
and that encourages you. So I want to appreciate every single individual for the great work. Secondly, let me bring greetings from our president, the one and only President Chagulanyi Robert. He was supposed to be with us, but he had some challenges, and he asked me to come and be with you and to give you his assurances of full support to the new leadership. He assures you that he will support you 100% or in this task that you're taking on, but also the Secretariat will support the new leaders to ensure that we will achieve whatever we set out to do. Of course, while we're here today, we know very well that it's a sad moment because we lost one of our own, Council Wameli Anthony, may his soul rest in peace. We shall have a memorial service tomorrow and we'll talk more about him. But we all know that Council Wameli was a great man. He was a man driven by public service, driven by the desire to serve others, driven by the desire to do great things. It's unfortunate that we lost him, and I can say that it will be very, very difficult to fill his gap. You all know that recently we also lost our brother, our senior, Honorable Tolid Simon Akecha, who had just, taken over a position as head of policy and research in NUP. So it's very unfortunate that we've lost these important leaders and other comrades, and it, I don't know if you already observed the moment of silence. You did already. Oh, you did not. So I think it's important that we observe a moment of silence for those, but also our comrades who have died in the course of the struggle. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Now, Comrade Diaspora spoke about, not losing our identity as people of power, and I want to reiterate that. I agree with you 100%, that yes, we got into NUP as a political party, and it was necessary, it was a tactical move, it was a strategic move. You all know the reason why we decided to take on a political party, because we are going into an election and we needed a symbol, we needed something that would unite our people, and people were confused at the time. They kept asking us, what symbol are you going to use and that kind of thing. But if we are not careful, it is possible and it is very easy for us to lose our identity. And so I think it is very important that you give us that caution, because our true identity is people power. We believe in the power of the people. We believe in uniting all Ugandans, and that is a message I found Comrade Professor Alimani talking about. That it doesn't matter what political party you belong to, it doesn't matter what your religion is, it doesn't matter what your gender is, it doesn't even matter what you believe in, your opinions and whatever. All we need to do is to be able to redeem our country first from a military dictatorship, and then we can talk about those other things. It is very, very important, brothers and sisters, this evening, to understand that regardless of whatever differences that we may have, and I think he used a very perfect analogy, let us suspend these small differences that we often have, that often stand in our way, and first of all pursue the enemy, and first of all redeem our country from the hands of this enemy, and then we can go into other discussions. We do not have, I am a secretary general of a political party, but we do not have functional political parties in Uganda. NUP cannot hold a gathering in Kasese and the police does not disrupt us. We cannot go and do our events the way we should do them as a political party. Every once in a while they will come and raid our offices and close them. So if I decided to become comfortable in my political party, I would be lying to myself, because what is there as a political party? There is no single political party in Uganda that has not been rigged. You saw what happened with FDC, what has been happening. We came in as NUP, they did the same thing to us. We just had a by-election in Serere where ANT had a candidate and others, and our Deputy President Western Region was there. She told me what she saw there was incredible. the military coming, taking over polling stations, ballot stuffing, doing whatever, arresting polling agents. So NNT has faced these challenges, the Democratic Party has faced these challenges, UPC has in the past faced these challenges. Every single individual has faced these challenges of a bad government. So we need to put aside all those differences. And I often hear these differences in the diaspora, and you just keep asking yourself, what are we up to? And whenever I'm talking to the people back home, whenever I'm talking to the NUP leaders, I give an analogy. There's a man in Wandegia who sells a whole goat. Files Cafe, that's the name of that of the restaurant. So he gets a full goat, stuff it with all these things, and you know, people buy it all. So I'm always saying that that is our country, a whole goat. And there's a thief who got this goat, who stole it from us, and is running away with it. But every once in a while, because the thief knows that we're in pursuit, we're trying to reclaim our goat, he will just get off a small piece, throw it at us, and then we start fighting over that. We get excited over the small piece, while the man is running away with our full goat. And I'm like, hey, why don't we focus on the goat? Why don't we focus on running after the thief? Why don't we go after him and first of all reclaim our country? Why do we allow ourselves fight over small things? You know, you tribalism, all sorts of things which do not add to us but take away from us. So my brothers and sisters, I call upon us to unite. Those who are watching us, let us unite, because our children will ask us what we did when our country got to this point if we do not do what we are supposed to do at this particular time. So that is my message about unity. I want to encourage the new team to work hard. Work hard, because that's what we have to do. I know there will be many challenges. There will be lots of challenges. I was talking to the leaders earlier on, and I said when I saw cracks beginning to emerge in our diaspora, I said, oh, Museveni wouldn't leave our team intact because he knew the impact. And you know, dictators operate in different ways, directly, indirectly, through the people who you know, through people who you do not know. So I knew for sure when I started seeing a lot of conflicts emerging in the diaspora that the dictator had started feeling the impact of the diaspora. And so he had to find every way possible to come in and begin trying to disorganize us. But today we can get it out of here with a new commitment to say that, Mr. Dictator, we are not going to allow you to divide us. We are not going to allow you to derail us. We are not going to allow you to divert us. Because we know our mission is to get you out of power and redeem our nation from the corruption, from the destruction of institutions, from, you know, the torture that we're talking about here. You know, every time I'm about to give up, I think about people like Mwesigo Eric. I think about Ashraf Kaside. Look at him, right here. When you think about all these comments, and you think about Rita Nabukenya, you think about Daniel Cheinde, you think about Yasin Kauma, you think about Mutiawuli, you think about all these young people who lost lives, Frank and others, you realize that we need to continue moving until we're able to get justice for the victims of impunity, justice for the victims of oppression, justice for the victims of exploitation. People whose land has been taken away by the regime. People who cannot benefit from the oil and mineral wealth because the regime has taken over. Justice for the people of Karamoja who are murdered every other day that passes. You all have been seeing the news that goes on in our country. Justice for the victims of a failed healthcare system. You know, we are now talking about repatriating the remains of our comrade Wameli back to Uganda. And you know what it means to, first of all, you know the percentage of Ugandans who can afford to get medical treatment abroad. It's very, very small. Because the regime does not invest in healthcare, it invests in buying tear gas. They do not invest in setting up schools and hospitals. They buy new military choppers. They celebrate birthdays from Museveni's son. That is where they put our money. That's where they invest our resources. So that is a task in our hands. So my encouragement to all of us, let us not focus on minors, let us major on the majors and minor on the minors. Let us pursue the higher vision, let us go for the bigger goal, and the dictator will be out of power, and hopefully we can be able to enjoy our country. And even if we do not, and the president normally says this, even if we do not achieve that, we will not blame ourselves for not doing something about the terrible conditions of our people in Uganda. So, to the new team, be hardworking, have hope, be dedicated, unite, and above all, initiative. And that is a message for all of us. Initiative, ladies and gentlemen. Every day when you wake up, before you go to bed, ask yourself, what have I done today to weaken the regime? You may think that your efforts do not matter, but my friend, every single thing that you do matters. That tweet that you put out, I saw Justice Hunter here, very delighted to see him. He's always tweeting, fighting the trolls of NRM and all that. Every day you put out a tweet, every day you put out a Facebook message, every day you just print a flyer and put out there. Every time you send some little money to the food soldiers, like my brother Elvis was saying, every time you support, these are our efforts on the ground. My friend, you may not see the impact immediately, but it is these small efforts that put together will bring down the dictatorial regime, which has money, which has guns, which has everything. Every small effort counts in this struggle that we are involved in. By you putting on a red beret and moving on the streets in Boston, you are contributing something to the struggle. You may not realize it, but the people who see you and ask you, oh, what's that about? And then you say, we're involved in the struggle for a free Uganda. You have made a contribution. You have planted a seed. Maybe somebody will go and read about that struggle after seeing what you're doing. That is how we build the struggle. The new team, our values, discipline, reliability, integrity, inclusiveness, fidelity, and service. Let this not just be words that we talk about, let us put them in practice. Discipline, be reliable, be disciplined yourself, and therefore be able to instill these values in other people. Kunga Uganda, kunga. Kunga. Kunga Minnesota, kunga. Kunga. Kunga New York, kunga. Kunga. Kunga Boston, kunga. Kunga. Kunga Chicago, kunga. Kunga. Kunga Mujara Wanisia. Kunga California, kunga. Kunga DC, kunga. People power. Our power. I want to conclude with a message of hope. I know for sure that many times it looks bleak and we cannot even know if there is any progress that we can make. But you know what? At that point when you feel like giving up, that's where the breakthrough will come in. And like I said, that's what keeps me moving. That's what encourages me to go on. You know, there are many challenges, and I'm sure you keep seeing all these things that confront us every other day. But when I'm about to give up, I think about the people of Sudan and how long they waited. I think about all the successful revolutions that have been there. And I think about the many attempts that, you know, did not make it, and people tried again, and people tried again, and people tried again. But eventually, like our president has always said, dictators, there is never the rise and rise of a dictator. There is always the rise and fall of a dictator. As day follows night, the dictatorship in Uganda will fall, and hopefully at that time, all of us will go back home and build a new Uganda. A new Uganda which provides equal opportunities for all citizens. A new Uganda which provides proper education for our children. A new Uganda which ensures that there is health care, which ensures that the little resources we have as a country are put to the right use. A new Uganda which ensures accountability, which ensures fidelity, and which ensures that the people of Uganda will be sovereign and their voice will be heard. May God bless you, and may the Lord bless our country, Uganda. I being a member and leader in the National Unity Platform, do hereby pledge to love my country, Uganda, at all times, and work for the well-being of the people of Uganda. Conscious of the vision, mission and aspirations, and objectives of NUP, I commit to the unity of Uganda as a nation and will serve all people without regard to their ethnic origin, religion, gender, or socio-economic status. I pledge to at all times defend, support, and champion the cherished values of democracy, human rights, the rule of law, and constitutionalism. Human rights, the rule of law, and constitutionalism. To that end, I will not recognize any regime that illegally imposes itself on the people of Uganda. I will use my position to further the people's struggle for freedom and democracy. I will always be conscious and do my best not to propagate injustice, oppression, or exploitation on the people of Uganda. I pledge to practice and promote servant leadership and to always recognize that the people are sovereign, taking cognizance of our slogan, people power, our power. I promise to use my position diligently in the service of the people, guided by the principles of accountability, transparency, equality, and social justice. I recognize that corruption is a cancer that has destroyed our country. I make an integrity pledge and promise to fight and shun corruption in all its forms, including bribery, misuse of public resources, and conflict of interest. During my tenure as a leader, I make a solemn oath to be guided by the values of discipline, reliability, integrity, inclusiveness, fidelity, and service. I make this pledge willingly and without compulsion. So help you God. People power.